Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right. Tell you guys, sometimes tell me if stuff's not working, okay? Because I think we've got it back. We just had major power outage here at Pack Stereo TV. PMC, let me know if everything's on. We think we got everything back up. You know, I think I do. I'm looking now to establish. It looks like everything's back up. Wow. I went to you guys briefly with the backup system. So that was the backup system, and now we've returned to the full broadcast system. Yeah, thank you, PMC. PMC, we know you got this. I know I have backup systems. I think like an emergency physician, I have like 2 backup systems. It's just a matter of how fast you could do it. So that took like 9 minutes after major. When you have a major power outage, you guys, you recognize it takes your systems a while to boot. That's really the thing. It takes this stuff a while to boot. So here I am. Take a look. Okay. All right, so that's the thing. So we need some music because I still need to. Okay. Let me see. I think we're ready to go with Marijuana for Dummies, but I got to just double check. We might have to change to abbreviate the broadcasting while we figure out what's going on. Vic, how's your systems coming over there? Vic has his own systems that he's verifying. And again, I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
We've had this.
Trying to see where we at. Hold on here. There we go. Okay. Well, like it takes a moment, and it really was my system was the one that got hit. Probably, and it looks like it's all back on point, man. It looks that way. Just give it another 30 seconds to a minute.
Your Facebook is live now, Vic. PMC says it's all good. We're back. Major power out. I need a break. I need a break. So you have to have some kind of a filler after that major shit. You guys, sorry everybody, we had a major blackout. I need a moment to connect my wits. Shorted out the system with the space heater, you guys.
Here in the future they sound
some major shit, no
more to
I shorted it all out with the space heater. Jeez. Sorry, y'all. Coming up next, Marijuana for Dummies. Thank you, Androlic. And that's free music. You can get it free. Movie Star by Love Shack.
cogs
Systems. Y'all with us? Thank you. Coming to you from the hood. Just Vic and me. Vic and I.
Spending a moment of time as twists to resist. As shame seduces the wise.
Sights out of body peace. Recovered from adversity. Back stereo, that's us.
Miles to deny.
We don't quit. We don't die. We multiply. Yes, that was Love Shadow, another song by Love Shadow. Remember, the music we play is part of the Creative Commons movement. That means you can have it for free, legitimately. Share it with your friends. Artists are retaining their rights for commercial use, but making the music available to you. So go and get it. I put it, dig.cc Mixter. Go there, search Love Shadow, and get a bunch of stuff. One of which should be Movie Star, the track that I just played. All right? So thank you all for being with us. We just went through a major power outage. Now let me tell you guys what happened, okay? So it was a little chilly. So I plugged in the space heater, and I thought I plugged it in a spot that wouldn't affect other stuff in case it did trip, because it has been known to trip the overload. So I guess I plugged it into the wrong one. So when it overloaded, it cut out a bunch of Victor's system.
And I didn't need the heat.
As I told you before, the brain is the third thing to go. So, you know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, that little monster is powerful. How big is it? Like 8 by 8 inches?
It's a little
something,
one.
but it's powerful, man.
It's just a little one, but that's the way it goes. So that's what happened. So now we're back. So you ready to talk about some weed?
I hope.
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same. You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze, turn on the local news, but nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful what's happening with marijuana today, even though part of the issue continues to be the difference in the rollout of the systems. Vic, it continues to be, and I hate to throw the controversy because I have no way of validating this, but it appears that recreational marijuana in Los Angeles is rolling in white areas and affluent areas first, and in black areas and less affluent areas last.
It's about the money.
It's about the money.
Okay.
Something appears to be up. My dispensary, which is right over here in the hood down the street from USC, still hasn't received their things, their paperwork, and so they're doing only medical marijuana, only, no recreational. If you go west, the further you go west, the more it seems to be that recreational marijuana is available. Interesting. It's going to be another one of those controversies, which of course I'm sure there are good reasons for that, but we're wondering why is it that it appears to be that marijuana rollout continues in this way. Also, right now there's been a brief upswing in the price, at least in my dispensary. I just went and bought 2 ounces there roughly, and it was costing me about $205 an ounce. Take a look. This is Royal Truth, which is a hybrid. Take a look. I'm going to pour it. pour it in here. So this is Royal Truth. These are wonderful, just absolutely wonderful buds. And this is what I'm smoking on here. This is why it's hard to travel. I mean, I'm getting ready to travel to places where they now have legal marijuana, but I'm leaving a place where they already have legal marijuana.
Okay.
You know, I'm leaving here,
Right.
and I got plenty of weed,
Right.
no problems, and I got to go someplace to vacation where they have other stuff. So it makes it a little harder. But I want you to understand just the implication what's coming. I love it because the effect ultimately would be more choice. You're going to be able to choose better what you're going to get. Marijuana is now being opened up for import and export. At least we will see it amongst those countries that legalize it, whether or not at least they'll ship it to and from each other. As marijuana gets approved and removed from schedule restriction, then banking, then the marijuana dispensaries and all that, they will actually be able to utilize banking.
Right.
And that's a big part of all of this, is for them to be able to utilize banking.
So if you had your prognosis of when you will say, hey, now I have what they call the outreach in the community that's now taking full advantage of the capitalistic profit of marijuana. And so that it services you right in the proximity of where the type of choices you like, from the type of smoke you get, from the type of vendors and retailers you get. Is that 2 years, 1 year, 3 years? If you had to just a hard prognosis, what would you say?
2 years approximately. Hey, this is Los Angeles. This is an area where we didn't do it right.
Right.
You know, when you quickly make these resolutions, then don't have a way to implement them.
Right.
And then you have to go get the people
Right.
to plan the implementation. It's
Right.
not like you can just say, go do it. No. You got to go hire the people,
Right.
let them plan the implementation,
Right.
debate it, and then implement.
Right.
And that's what the problem was, Vic. They were still back at getting the right people
Right.
to plan the implementation.
Yeah.
I get it. But again, other places did better with that
Right.
by designing it first and then implementing it.
I got you.
So, but that's what's going on right now. I can tell you this. The narrative that is good for most of you is that marijuana is coming. The quality is off the charts. I'm loving it. What I'm smoking is wonderful. The choice that I have in terms of the quality and the types, sativa, indica, is wonderful. One of the developments I'm also going to be reporting on more and more is the attempts to medically or scientifically discern the differences between strains. Right now, no one seems to have any way to differentiate indica versus sativa in terms of chemical markers. Okay? So in other words, when people say this is an indica, this is a sativa, the science does not exist yet to say chemically what's really making these so different
Right.
in terms of those qualities. Okay?
Right.
There's other qualities that they can talk about, but those particular qualities are much more difficult to discern what makes something an indica and what makes something a sativa.
Makes sense.
The science is still out.
Yeah. Got you, man.
Have a smoke, everybody.
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same. You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze, turn on the local news, but nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
Morning Coffee with Mario's feels so much with music because that's the way we feel it too. In other words, as I'm going through my morning, I like to punctuate my news watching, my information gathering with music. And so that's what I'm doing with you. It's so natural. I don't know if it's the way you should be doing things, but it's the way that we do things because we're trying stuff out. So take a listen to this one. Is it all too much? I'm Mario Hemsley. We're going to be coming right back for part 2. We're running behind, but hey, we had a power out. Coming up next, Victor Allen's New Sports, and then those wonderful hot picks. Enjoy.
I will abbreviate a little bit, not fully loaded.
Nick, don't.
Just a little bit. I like the speed effect, man. I don't want you dwelling too much.
I'm smoking on a lot of weed now.
Will that help you with New Sports?
That'll help me with speed.
Okay. What about?
A lot of weed. About to smoke a lot of these buds.
How about women? Will it help you with the women?
You got to ask them. They'll probably say no.
Back at you.
Yes, you're getting older, but do you care?
Yeah. Just keeping it real, you guys. Keep that garden going, Miko. Love what you're doing. I see you, Renee. I see what you did.
I see Renee, Kim.
She's being inspired and putting it down. Go green, you guys. Go green.
Go green. Renee Kiss, Leah Lochner, all y'all. What's up? Some clouds up in this mofo. Hey, y'all. Take a puff and then pass.
Tell me, do you feel me out there, moving in deep space? I've seen the flip side of your moon. I formed the critters on your face. Tell me, are the stars as bright as when I hold them in your hands? And are we very, very small, dear? I am still young to understand. Is it all too much?
Well, you gotta try some of the new stuff. Some of that CBD. There's some things that they have some stuff that's good for inflammation, Ray. Inflammation. And try some of that Kraton. You need to talk. No guarantee. Come on, y'all. Coming up, some sports. Some picks. Nice out the body heat. Party, y'all. Come on.
Tell me, do you feel me out there, moving in deep space? I've seen the flip side of your moon. I formed the critters on your face. Tell me, are the stars as bright as when I hold them in your hands? And are we
What's happening, Rosalie? Hey, Daryl.
I am still young to understand.
CBD.
Is it all too much? You just want to quit. I saw it in your eyes. Is it all too
Well, thank y'all for hanging in with me.
tired of it?
Major power outage this morning. Old man fixing
Is
shit.
it all too much? Is it all too much? You just want to quit.
Got the big man bug. Keep bumping this man bun into stuff. It's like
Do you get tired
knock
of
it
it?
in.
Is it all too much? 'Cause I don't wanna be alone. 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 'Cause I don't wanna be alone.
Sound of Love Shadow. Is It All Too Much? Featuring Laswell and Kizzy. Laswell and Kizzy. Is it all too much? That's what I'm saying. You can get this music free. People keep asking, and I will keep telling, because it's an ongoing movement. It's the only way that I can add music to this show, is either use stuff from the Pack Stereo archives or use the Creative Commons music, and so we do. Again, I want to thank you all for hanging with us so far this morning where we had a major power outage. Fixed it as we so often do. We always are fixing stuff live on air. That's one thing about this stuff. It's held together by bubble gum, rubber bands, and paper clips. So, you're out there winging it. So we managed to get everything back in order. And so here we go. Here we go. Now you're ready for some sports. I hope you're dressed appropriately.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Victor Allen's New Sports, written and directed by the bald-headed black man. Rub his head and make a wish. The ladies have nicknamed him Sexual Chocolate. Come on and get some. Victor Allen's New Sports. It's hot. It's heavy. It's sports. Yeah.
It's big news in L.A., man, because, I'm going to start you off real quick, and then I'm going to leave it and go straight to the number one sport right now, just period. But we got to give props to the Lakers above 500, man, for the first time this season. Got to put it down. Let people know that you need to pay attention to those vets when they say, look, we know the young bros got testosterone, they flowing. Slow it down. Use Mario's word, relax. Just relax. So
smoke some weed.
Right, smoke some weed. I'm not endorsing that right now. I don't know the effects of playing on the floor, although many have said that they've done that, especially in the NFL football game, but I won't bring up those names. All right, man, I'm going to start off real quick because everybody's now anticipating the game that's going to come on Monday night next week for those who are following. Even though New Orleans may be the number one team right now, the way of their playing, everybody's anticipating Mexico City. Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Rams, 291 teams. And what I want to do is go to what I call my top five. And then I'm going to give you information, Maureen. What we were supposed to extrapolate is this order correct? And do you find that there's a team missing? Or when you take the data, you're going to find out that there's very little defense in the top five. So I'm going to go straight to it and just let you know how it flows. One thing I have to admit, now, I got to say it, I don't see the display. What happened? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
You don't see the display?
I don't see that one.
Which one? So
right?
you just do the power on and off the
Gotcha.
white
Just
plug.
want to make sure.
Just the white plug.
White one, right. Let me see if it works. It should work. Off. On. Not there. There it go. Got it.
That's what fixes it.
Bam.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, man, you know what? I love this. There we go. Now, I'm not going to go there yet because I have to sit back and still go to the top
We're still
five.
fixing stuff on air.
It's happening right now. So, hey, look, no, I expected it was going to run into some issues
Man,
along the way.
I think you do wonderful, dude.
Hey, man, look.
You do wonderful.
I'm just going. I don't see
I'm
it.
a techie, you're not. So you
You're
have
right.
to just
Thank you.
go.
Everybody, I'm not a techie. All right.
You know, they can't do that.
Yeah, well, leave it alone. Leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. Okay, you see the top five, Mario? You see the top ranked teams, NFL Week 10? Just look right there. Okay, this is where you're going. I'm going to say it real quick. What I did here is give you my top five and we give you the order, but I'm going to give you this other information to see if you can extrapolate who belongs in the Super Bowl out of these teams. I got New Orleans ranked number 1. I got Rams 2, Kansas City 3, Pittsburgh Steelers 4, LA Chargers 5. What I have in the parentheses is the net total yards, offense and defense, meaning where they're ranked. Offense, the number, of course, is if you're first, you have the greater offense. If on defensive rank, you're last, you have the worst. So I'm just letting you know. Right offhand, New Orleans is 12th in offense, but 19th in defense. Rams, first in offense, 20th in defense. Kansas City, this is terrible, second in offense, last in the NFL in defense. Net total yards, which says Can a team win a Super Bowl being last in defense? It will be history made if they are.
You
Pittsburgh
can win it
Steelers.
being almost last.
No.
I know that they have that.
Wait.
Somewhere there's some bad ones out there. I can't remember.
Right.
But there's some ones that are famous that were bad.
Didn't
But I
have
don't
as
remember
good.
being
but
last.
No. So
No, I remember
being
last.
last. So
Last is last.
No, last is last. Okay, let me finish it up just to go there. Pittsburgh Steelers, 3rd in offense, 17th in defense. The Chargers of LA are the most consistent team. They're 14th in offense, the best defense out of the group at 12th, but I got them 5th. The Chicago Bears belong in there? I'm not sure. Carolina Panthers got knocked out after that whooping they got, of course, on Thursday Night
Maybe
Football.
Tennessee moves up.
After what they did with New England, but everybody knows Tennessee is a football team housed with a lot of former New England Patriots and the coach, so they kind of know the scheme. All right. Anticipating the game that's coming up Monday Night Football in Mexico City, which I don't know how
That's
well.
tonight.
No. Next Monday.
Oh, next Monday. Okay,
Next Monday.
okay.
Who you pulling for? Because I always believe when you travel and you go to another environment, Mexico City is an elevated city. It's like Denver. The whole thing may contribute to it. Who you pulling off to be the team that everybody's waiting to see the team that's going to win between the LA Rams and Kansas City? And notice,
Well, I expect the Rams to win.
because the better defense.
And by the way, that's where I differ in this ranking.
Okay.
Even though it's the same 5 to me,
Right.
I put the Rams first. I put Kansas City second, and I put New Orleans third.
Now, I don't know if we've had a time where you actually go, we got 2 fairly new quarterbacks who haven't been to the.
Oh yeah, I know.
So you have to take it.
I mean, I can understand everybody else having. I totally get everybody else having the opinions they do.
Right.
To me, it comes down to you imagining which factors you think are more important on that day.
Right.
Like for me, the fact that New Orleans, they are consistently in there, but that just means to me on a given day, Los Angeles and Kansas City,
Right.
I expect them to outscore them. Even though I expect them to score good,
Right.
I expect them to do, but again, that's not what happened. So we will see.
Right.
Remember I said we're going to have to see this one coming back.
Right.
Because right now, I can understand your positioning, even though to me sometimes the numbers don't support it. New Orleans is 12th and 19th. Does that mean you should automatically be one over the other one? So
Yeah.
it's still be interesting. It's an interesting concept. But hey, I don't know who's going to win,
Right.
right?
Right.
And on a given day, and it makes a difference to me where they play too.
Right. Absolutely. So, look, they're saying whoever wins this game will be battling for the Super Bowl, but now New Orleans is in the mix. So actually,
New Orleans definitely
is in the mix. And when you got Drew Brees, look, if Drew Brees was on Kansas City and the Rams, either team with the same offense, would they be better or would they be worse? I can't say. I just know he has more experience. That's all I'm saying.
At least it's more parity here. It's more exciting,
Right.
in a sense.
All right. Cool. Let's go to the one where I sit back and say, we have to ask this question real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. New Orleans Saints gambled. Des Bryant did what he had to do to get back in the game. His Achilles took him out
In practice.
in the final practice on the
Man, I
final
feel
day.
sorry for him.
It
In
is,
practice.
and
Got
so
hurt in
it,
practice.
it's one of those things. They're already moving on to Marcellus. I think it's Marcellus. I may get I don't want to say the name wrong. I know they're already looking at. I think he's a wide receiver on Chicago. They're already moving on to look for somebody to fill that gap, which gets me to this question. Des Bryant Achilles injury means what? Career ending, signs a minimum contract, NFL player contract next year going into the 2019 season, or does he officially retire? If you had to pick the one that he's probably going to be experiencing, whether it's his choice or not, because I believe he wants to still play, but he was off the grid and he was on a minimum contract that had very little incentives this year. Now he's going to be a year older, Achilles injury. He's not going to be back for at least 8 to 9 months, enough to get into preseason. Will anybody take a gamble on him, man?
I think, well, and I don't even know that, whether they would take a gamble on him. I think it's, like you said, you gave a number of choices. It's both, to me, career ending and retirement. So it's both of those. He could look at it and retire.
My guess is that he's going to fight to come back because he's going to say, I don't have another year on my legs. I just have an injury. But Achilles is very hard to overcome. You actually need an extra season on the season you have.
It's always been a hard one to cover. The surgical techniques have improved so that they get faster recovery now than ever before. But it still can be, for many, a career-ending injury. Absolutely.
So my wish is that I hope he gets a role. I don't know if will he settle for a backup role? Because there's one thing to stay in the game. It's another when you actually want to be like one of the two prime receivers. Will he humble himself and become that veteran and say, hey, look, this is where I want to be? I don't think he has that patience. My hope is that we haven't seen the last of him, but it appears right now. It's 2 years. It'll take 2 years for him to fully be gaming. And when you do that at 32, man, it's kind of hard for a wide receiver, man.
If it comes down to that kind of decision, he's lucky. I don't think it's going to come down to
right. I agree.
I think he's not going to come back from the injury.
I agree. I think it's just too hard to do it. Younger legs, maybe. All right, I'm going to go over to you. This was just a simple reference for you to look at with the Monday Night Football game coming up. I put common opponents for Kansas City and the LA Rams. And I did this to say, let's see the difference in how they play the game. Now, this may be subjective because some teams where you play earlier in the season, they're better now. Some are better worse. What I did is sat back and said, Kansas City played the Chargers, won by 10. The Rams played the Chargers, won by 12. Kansas City defeated San Francisco by 11 points. The Rams by 20. They defeated San Francisco by 29. Kansas City also beat Denver by 4. The Rams defeated Denver by 3. The biggest discrepancy based on defense, Kansas City just beat Arizona by 12. The Rams zipped Arizona. They did not score. That probably has a lot to do with maybe the earlier in the season, Rams were already a juggernaut. Now people are reading the script on them and now know what their weakness is, which is they don't do well against the run. And with that being the big difference, Kansas City is known for having what they call this unbelievable passing game. So you're going to have a team that's going to be weak against the run, and then you're going to have a team that's just totally last in defense. So it's the lesser of two evils. I'm picking the quarterback that does the least amount of turnovers. That's who wins, because they're both to be going to be throwing the rock. And if they're throwing the rock, least amount of turnovers win. And we already picked who we think is going to win. I'm picking the Rams as well, but Mexico City may have something else to say.
And even though we don't know how it's going to affect either one of them, right?
Right.
I mean, because to me, it's a challenge for both. So
right.
Good luck with that.
All right, let's go over to the subject that I think has been the subject that people have to deal with. And it's I'm not here to indict. I'm just saying when the money comes down, you become the excuse or the scapegoat. And it's Carmelo Anthony. And what they're saying, the coaches and owners are saying they don't believe Carmelo's 10 games for the Houston Rockets is his last. That's it, because he has not been in the last 2 games, and they said it's because of illness. And I'm not questioning that. And then the owner already said, this is ridiculous. But when the coaches and players go, we don't think he's coming back. So what they said.
The stuff I'm reading is different. They're talking about his production, which is down to its worst in his career.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes. And here's a question. And here's our question. They lost Mbamute and Ariza to contracts. Everybody go get their money. They feel they can plug in. They got Carmelo. Carmelo's there. Now Houston is getting close to winning at the 500 level, but are they playing at that level that they were last year? And we're in an offensive system, meaning that the teams that score the most points are the ones that's showing you that they're winning, or that's the style of play. Do you believe, if it's all false, let's just say Carmelo was really ill, he's back, plays the rest of the year, do you believe Houston will make it to the conference finals?
No.
Is it because of the synergy between Carmelo and the other players, or because they gave up too much defensively?
No. See, that's why I'm okay. So I'm not agreeing with the term scapegoat, because scapegoat implies that you're putting all the blame on him.
Right.
Some people may, but most people are not. No,
Right.
It's more than that.
Right.
The whole Houston. Okay, so the first thing was, even when before the Carmelo addition,
Right.
it looked like they had weakened the team.
Yes.
Okay, based on the trades. So they were coming out of the offseason weaker, it seemed.
Yes.
Then they added Carmelo, and it didn't seem to help much to us. So that's the way it really went down.
Right.
I'm not blaming Carmelo.
Me neither.
I just don't think that he solves what is their issue.
True.
That's what I thought, even though, based on the fact that, from what I understand, is that he's buddies with Chris Paul or whatever.
True.
They wanted him to be there
Yep.
to play. So in that sense, if you're going to blame him for the Rockets' misfortune, then he is a scapegoat. But I'm not blaming him. The Rockets let go those other things, and it looks like those are bigger. The team was not stronger after the postseason. It wasn't a
Right.
stronger team.
Right. This reminds me of the Philadelphia Eagles. And everybody's, saying, hey, the Eagles are not playing the way they should, or the way they have been last year. But what is the rule when you win a Super Bowl? You end up negotiating your contract, and now players got their ring.
They want to get paid.
They want to get paid, so they're gone. So here's Ariza going, okay, I want to get paid. Mbamute, they proved their worth. They're gone. Now you got to plug in somebody to help Capella. Is anybody on the team that you're seeing as a force in the starting lineup that can help defensively? And when you put Carmelo in there, even if you have a bench role, let's just say he's a bench role, they still haven't made up for the defense.
The other people who are playing look better, like they contribute more.
Right. But all points are down. Houston across the board. Paul, Harden, all of them are down. And maybe it's just they need to, gear up, get ready, because I believe the second half of the NBA season is when you really find out. Now, I believe the ultra professionals who know how to pace themselves, just like LeBron is doing with the Lakers, they pace. They're not looking for the best record, but they don't want to flounder the way they are. So the answer is, right now, if all things being that this is all rumors, we just both agree, they may not even make it to the conference finals, much less go to the NBA finals itself.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. All right, here we are.
And not Carmelo's fault either.
I know,
that's happening.
Well, you know what? It's not about his fault. It's
But
about
he's-
the decisions that's
he's a
made, like you
contributing
said.
factor.
Yes, he is. He is. He's down to 13 or 14 points a game, and that contract that is heavy on him. They just don't pay that amount of money for that kind of production. All right. Did the Lakers make the turn, man? Did they make the turn to guarantee that they will be above 500 come the All-Star game?
By what do you mean by that?
Meaning that right now they are one game above 500. And as the season progresses, when they get to the All-Star break, will they be at least 500 or better?
Well, yeah, because remember, I'm really happy with the progress. It's actually also not surprising to me at all.
Right.
It's kind of what I expected. It's what I wanted. It's the kind of consistent work and then experimentation in the ways that you need to. In other words, they're trying different combinations of things to see.
Right.
But luckily that they have those things to experiment with.
Right.
What about all those tools? Some are veteran tools, and that's what's great. I really like it.
Yeah.
So I'm a happy camper Laker fan.
Right.
I don't need for any assurances of championships or not, but just to see them compete in a way where I can support it is good enough for me.
Right. And let me say this. 30 38-year-old legs or 36, I'm not sure what Tyson's age is, has proven to be an unbelievable asset when you think about the hole that the defensive, scheme that the Lakers had. What he has done, you could see it. Now, will his legs last? Will they avoid injury? That's the gamble you take with him, because he's going to be out there even more than before. Whereas with McGee, JaVale, he is a defensive stopper, but he was getting exhausted.
Well, I want to see it, and also, with Wagner. So there's stuff I still want to see. Yeah, that, like I said, with time. In other words, this is what you're doing. It's a matter of the strength and how they blend. I'm happy with it, Vic.
Yeah, I like what he's doing, and I hope the newbies, or what we call the rookies in the first year, they understand what it is to have extra hustle, because they normally would be teasing Tyson, going, there goes the old man, but the old man is putting it down. Right. All right, there's a new big three in the Eastern Conference. Butler got what he wanted. He's on Philly. So you got Ben Simmons, you got Joel Embiid. You got this team that's now considered the big three. Butler is no joke. He plays at a certain level. The question is, adding Butler, most are saying still doesn't rank them above Toronto and Boston, and they're still in the third place hole. Although there's new talent blended with the upcoming new talent, will he make a difference in the sense of here saying, I'm the thing that they're missing? Or will it be just like they say, hey, you guys will get lucky if you make it past the second round? Because last year, Philadelphia made it to the second round in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So that means with this addition, they should make it to the Eastern Conference finals. Do you believe?
Well, I don't say that.
Why not, man?
I don't say that. I don't say that at all.
Why not, man?
I don't think that it's a addition. Listen, I think there's also the thing of just competing at a higher level.
Right.
So I agree with everything you sort of said initially. It doesn't change the hierarchy in the East. It's to be determined.
Right.
It could be, but it is to be determined.
Right.
Like, we have to see how they play. Remember, I had questions with the coaching at Philadelphia. Me too. So that has to be seen, Vic. That has to be. But here's the thing. I'm with you. We expect them all to compete at a higher level. See, that's what I'm saying. Does that equal playoffs? See, that's where I separate from you.
Right.
I do expect them to compete at a higher level. I can't wait to see it.
Right.
But I don't know what it means.
Well, I can tell you this much.
I don't know what it means.
Minnesota is flirting with the bottom as it relates to already losing a number of games where they were in the playoffs last year. It looks bad for Thibodeau, because then you have to make up for that. So
looks bad for Cleveland. looks bad for a bunch of people.
Right, man. Hey, look, I know that.
Looks bad for Houston.
It
looks bad for OKC.
OKC.
Okay, so I'm saying a bunch of people are looking bad.
Utah. Let me tell you who's looking good. Portland.
New people, Vic, right?
Portland is like, you know what?
And like you said about Milwaukee, everybody's talking about that.
Yeah.
So new people in the mix, right?
Yes.
I'm excited, man.
Milwaukee's on the radar. They're going like,
dude, I'm a root for Philly. I'm a root for this.
Right.
Okay, I'm serious. Now, let me be clear. I just don't know if it means more, like you said. They could compete. They could compete stronger, end up in the exact same place.
Yes, and end up. But nobody saw the Boston kind of
Boston is awesome.
Did anybody expect Boston to do what they did last year? And you go, no, we didn't. I said a bunch of young players playing together created this synergy, and they were hustling. And what were they known for? Defense. And to me, the magic is when the team decides to work collectively as a defensive unit.
So I agree with you. Some things are better than we thought. The Clippers, to me, are better than I thought.
They just don't have
with a different group.
Yeah.
Still a better team.
Yes.
But the Lakers, I thought they would be. We had the discussion.
Right.
San Antonio.
Right.
Again, I never root against Pop because he knows how to make everything work.
He gets the most out of the least. It's all good. All right. Look, I just I'm not going to get into the Western Conference, Eastern Conference grid. You can pass that all up because we're already discussing the teams. I'm going to go over to, the name that most people were hearing lately in NBA professional circles was the Greek Freak. And after seeing him, I've not seen a 7-footer handle the peel. He can actually juke you and dunk with the opposite hand. Watching him, and even watching football and analysts who go like, wow, because he's the Greek Freak. And they said, I've heard about this Greek freak, but what is he? Well, you guys, if LeBron was this beast coming, welcome what I call the Hulk with hoops. Zion Williamson, 6'7", 285-pound left-hander with soft feet. And when I say that, you don't think of somebody who plays the way he does. And if you want to get an idea of how much he's impacting, he has a vertical leap that's plus 40. If you want to take a look, let's go take a quick peek. You can go see the videos. Everybody knows about him. This is him doing the vertical that's required when you're on
Wow,
teams.
he's got his head above the rim.
Right. That's the vertical, just leaping up, and you have to see him. I'm saying he's the Hulk with hoops. Somebody's going to come up with another name. That's just me. They're drooling over this guy. They said, do you understand what 6'7" and 285 pounds with speed is? You guys got to go see this guy. All I'm saying is he's going to be kind of lost a little bit, because with the Duke scheme, it's about moving the ball, the best opportunities, not the one person taking all the athleticism. I'm saying this. 285 pounds actually is like 25 pounds heavier than LeBron. And he's like in his first year. Would you take a flying bet, because they're comparing him to Blake Griffin, coming out having that muscle mass, and he's bigger, way bigger than Blake, that he will be resigned to being a dunk master? Or when you see his skills, Mark, you're going to go, oh my God, he's got better skills.
Well, we're going to see, because he's, one thing, coming from Duke, he's the subject of a high level of intelligence in terms of basketball training.
Right.
So these players are trained and taught. I listened to just the other day, Krzyzewski, talk about how every player's got to shoot threes.
Yes, and he shoots threes.
On everybody.
He
so,
shoots.
So yeah, I knew, because he's stressed. So we will see high level of basketball intelligence, a wonderful program of discipline, and he's being trained by them.
Right.
Yeah. Boy, no wonder everybody can't wait.
Can't wait. Look.
I can't wait.
Coach K.
I can't wait.
Coach K. This is where you think, well, coaches don't get involved in this. Coach K, they have it on video. They said, let's have some fun and do some dunk drills. And they showed him, Williamson, go from the free throw line. Easy. I said, do you guys understand who's going to stand in front of this man at 6'7", 285? And he is lifting off the ground. So first thing that everybody can't wait for, first year that he's in the NBA. Injuries, of course, aside, hopefully none. Whether he's on the bench, will they have him in the All-Star Game dunk contest? Yes.
Well, it looks like it based on this, but
Right.
yeah, we're going to see.
Hey, you guys, that's it. That's my abbreviator. I would have gotten more. The 1968 series, I'm going to continue on. I didn't do it this time around. That's okay. I will continue the series. It's been a blast. Get ready for the next segment. Something that Mario says, I'm a better man than the man you're about to feature. Y'all just don't know me.
Video Hallelujah Sports, a unique fan-based view of sports, a recurring segment of the Morning Call with Mario show. Here every week is the beginning of part 2 of this show. Tune in. Dress appropriately. Sports bras and jock straps, that's for everybody. We want uniformity here. Join us. Peace. Hair grease. Coming up next, Hot Picks. Get ready, y'all. Hot Picks. have the Joel. RJ.
You're the sweet, 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 sweet. You and I just can't say goodbye. Every time we do, well, it's just another lie. I know you're no good.
Okay, here we are, the last segment after what we call Space Heater Jam. If you guys want to know what that means, go look at the previous segments to understand that we got jammed up by a space heater. Still was cool. Okay, switching up real quick because this is something for, I guess, more so the ladies, but the men will have input on this.
It's about time because I've been getting a lot of shit from the ladies.
I knew it.
We've been getting a lot of. Y'all are outspoken. And we love our outspoken ladies.
Right. Look, I understand. I understand. They're going like, look.
Somewhat.
Hey, look. Do you sit back and go watch The View and say, I don't see male representation from there? Well, they're going to go, well, it's not made that way.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for clarifying that issue.
Right. But it's always time for a change. And it's a time for a change today because Idris Elba was voted by People's Magazine as the sexiest man alive for 2018. We got that. Everybody's going to go there and say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But what does it mean? What does it mean when you're the sexiest man alive? Now, Mario, if you had to go to a source to say, this is the place where it is the people's sexiest man alive, would you rather see something exist that way than, say, a magazine? See, my whole point is,
yeah, I care more what the I'm a social media guy.
Thank you.
So we care what the public says when they vote.
Right.
In whatever ways you can directly measure the public,
right,
then we care most about that.
Well, here's the one thing I know the public is agreeing. It's a long time coming for Idris, and they should have gave him this crown a long time ago. Based on the swell of support I hear, I'm not mad at him.
So it's the ladies, might not be a swell of support.
Right. Well, the ladies have spoken, man, and they're across the board. All colors are going like this. It's about damn time, right? Now, with that being said, to me, is the magazines or the broadcasting publications, if you want to call them that, are they going, this will help you launch into new pathways, or is this the reward for what you've accomplished? I believe it's always what you've accomplished. But I always say, it's not like the Academy Awards, which they say, you may win the award, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the next project or projects the way you think. Well, we're going to sit back and determine where we think Idris should go. And we're going to pick what we believe is the best project for him to align himself with since he's gotten this award. Mario, it's going to be subjective. You ready for this?
I got my robe closed.
Thank you, bro. Don't say open, bro. All right. I'm apologizing because I actually have a typo. I said, what show and film would be the best fit, not it, for Idris? And so we're going to go on down and say the one that they've talked about for years now. Bond. James Bond. Everybody keeps talking. When is it going to happen? Right now, it's this old conversation for a lot of folks. They're going like, why not? I watched a couple of shows who, the lady sat back and said, okay, can we do the Bond thing? Now, I'm not mad. They want to see suave, smooth, glamour. He's got that stride. He's going to bring that swag in.
He got the accent.
Right. So they're going to go nuts when they see this. Now, will the film tap into his best talents? I don't know. So in lieu of him not getting the Bond role, let's just say there's a backlash, because I actually saw a backlash to a couple of writers from the UK who are tired of the square-jawed man who's like beefed up and all. Why can't we have some softer men? I was going like, you got to be kidding.
Here we go. That's why I got a man bun, see?
Right.
They want to make all of us softer. Working on me. Now I got a man bun.
Wait a minute. And when I went to look at it, I said, oh, this must be, maybe a woman. It's actually men. And I'm going, okay, y'all hate, man. Okay, this is what we're going to do, Mark. We're going to go to the first suggestion of what we think where he could fit. You can say yes, no, or maybe. My first one is The Equalizer 5. It's the introduction of Denzel's nephew. So Denzel won't be the equalizer for long.
That's pretty good.
So,
Denzel's nephew.
okay, so I'm
Like
and I'm not
Tragic Johnson.
I'm not trying to joke this. I'm really trying to say, could you see Idris being like the equalizer, man? I mean, is that a role you go, you know what? Or do you go like, no, Denzel got this for life?
No, it could happen.
Wait a minute. Would it bring in a new fellowship and following if
It might.
okay, that's what I'm saying. Because Denzel, we already
It
know
might.
he's at the ripe age of 60
It
something.
might
Right.
work.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. Let's go to the next one because I believe the next one.
Because your empire didn't come up.
Yeah, I noticed that. But I don't have to have the picture. Let's just do this. I'm going to go to it. Idris Elba plays a role on Empire. He steals the wife from the man and takes over the business. Could he?
That works.
That works? Wait a minute. He right. See, I can't
It
show you
works.
the picture. It didn't pop up. It's
No,
probably
but
from
it
the-
worked. Without the picture, it worked.
Right. So you see him in Empire. That could really
I can see
work.
that working.
Because he has to come in there going like
Yes.
this. I'm stealing your wife. I'm taking over the
Well,
business.
you know all that shit.
Wait.
Yes. Yes.
Do you want him to be the good guy or the bad guy?
Be the dirty dog. That's the way the women will like you more.
All right.
I know.
That's right.
I know.
see, I'm just trying to go there. So
Just
you
do
see,
the wrong
okay,
thing.
I got it. All right, let's do this. Because the ladies are going to have a lot to do with this. Let's go to the next one, Mario. Watch this. The one I think is going to be a challenge for her. It's a woman's world, and Idris find a spot. Insecure. Everybody been watching Insecure?
I watch Insecure.
Okay. Could his role? Can you find a role in there for that show for
Yeah,
Idris?
boning anybody.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Anybody you bone, even if you bone some dudes, it'll still be good.
Wait a minute.
Just saying.
Wait a
We'll
minute.
get some hits.
See, I want you to know
Get
that.
some hits.
Okay, Mario. He would be considered a viable lead character. He will dominate.
Yes.
So you're saying, will the show's flavor change or would it add because those sisters are in there? And I'm
No,
talking
it
about.
adds to the flavor.
Yeah, that.
Save me $10.
Okay. All right. So far, you're gonna end up picking your best too, bro. You ready to go to the next one? Because I'm moving through these quickly, man. Because
I'm ready.
all right, next one. This is the one I said, oh man, I don't know, man. Power. This is a takeover from Big Daddy. He's gonna come in and go like, you all back up. Now, can he fit in a role
He can.
in Power?
Yes.
Good guy, bad guy?
Both.
Wait a minute.
Man, let me tell you something.
What?
I enjoyed him in so many movies lately.
Right.
So he has a complexity that's wonderful. And even when he does the sensitive shit. So, dude, no, I think both of them work.
So
I want to
far,
give the ladies what they want so they will stop bugging us.
right. Wait. Look.
Stop bugging us about Idris because we're going to oversaturate your ass.
Okay, but remember now, the market in this business is to always tap into the younger fan base. That's why Denzel does so well with Equalizer. He's hitting that base where they go like this is my territory. I'm going to get in your ass. I'm going to put it down. Don't be messing with the
Bring
ladies.
your own lubricant.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go to the next.
You the one talking about getting this.
Wait, no. Here's the one that I think is going to be difficult for him to find a place, and maybe he's too much of a star. Atlanta. No country for old men except for Bond. James Bond in
Oh,
the
he
hood.
fits totally.
James Bond in the hood.
He fits here.
Why?
And then you can make him a new character even.
Wait,
He's the man. He without a man bun.
wait a minute. So you see him?
Yes.
He would dominate this role. They have to find.
No, he got
He
good
would
people.
be what? Would he be an uncle? Would he be a? What would he be?
All that.
You know what?
Uncle,
You ain't helping.
Sage.
You ain't helping.
They got some homies. They got some fine little honeys he can bone. All the things.
Okay.
'Cause I need to see some honeys.
I'm giving you. Not that you're giving me.
May have a man bun.
You may
but
not
I'm
be giving me what
straight
they
hetero
call.
here.
Okay. Atlanta, I find that it would be really difficult because he's such a mega star at this point. Maybe not super mega, but it will be hard because I think the casting around it will put him in a role where he's the elder statesman. That's just me now. got another one to go. This is the one I said will make or break him. Is it better that Idris becomes the next Marvel superhero?
Man, he could do it.
The time has come.
It's either Idris or you, Vic. I'm telling you, it's time to do it.
They don't do. Wait a
We
minute.
need something to see the Chocolate Brothers get some play.
Wait a minute.
You know, still a Redbone
Okay.
women, but the Chocolate Brothers.
Let me
Now,
ask
the
you
only
this.
thing is it's not the Ball Brothers, but it's good.
Okay. You remember Wakanda?
I've been to Wakanda, Vic.
Okay.
I'm rumored to have lived in Wakanda.
That wonderful mega movie, could it have used Idris and would it have gone even more profitable? Had
Yes.
thank you.
I know it would have been more profitable once they pay Idris. Because that's going to get into the
Wait,
profits. That's going to substantially dig into the profits.
Okay, let me just say this.
May not be profits after that.
It's gonna be a number 2. There's a sequel coming, right?
I guess.
Would you put Idris in that sequel?
If I could afford it, Vic. However, I'm not sure I could afford it, Vic.
Okay, now
The women I've been dating have expensive tastes. And I'm just saying.
Okay.
They like those high thread count sheets.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Cause you got it. We're gonna go down the list again and pick the best role for him in his next major role and the second, based on what we've covered. That will sell and probably take him what they will call profit margins plus. Not just because you're doing the movie and that's it. No disrespect to Daniel Craig and James Bond movie and all that. Hey, look, everybody. Let's go to it, Mario. Let's see.
Well, number one, you got to start off with the 007.
That's the one.
That seemed like a natural fit.
It was working.
They're like in a better, and it's a series.
Right.
So he might do it more than once.
Absolutely.
Equalizer 5, I can see him doing it, even though, I think I've seen enough Equalizer. I've seen enough Equalizer.
We haven't got to 3 or 4 yet.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
Okay.
Empire, that does work. He could do that. But you need he could be there for a season.
Right.
You try to take up my man's time.
Right. I got you.
On Insecure, no, these homies just want to get him in their rotation.
Wait a minute. Stop.
So I'm saying no to you guys on Insecure. You're just trying to bone the number one brother. So the answer is no. Delay your gratification.
This is not right.
I'm saying no.
The women
I love telling beautiful black women no. Vic, I love it.
What is the show about? Insecure is about
Makes
what?
my blood flow.
Well, Insecure is more than about sex, right?
It is more than about sex, and because they're intelligent, multifaceted black women, and I just love them for what they are.
Okay, but you suggested that Idris get in there.
No, make them wait, Vic.
Okay.
Last.
All right.
Y'all last.
Let's go to the next.
Cause you
one.
black.
Go to the next. one.
Okay, how's that?
I'm fine.
All right. Power.
Ooh, that's hard. That's
For a season.
for a season, huh?
For a season.
They can't afford it.
Yeah, just for a season. Don't be trying to take up his time.
Okay, let's go to the next.
Atlanta.
Ooh.
Same thing for a season.
For a season. Okay. All right,
And lastly, Marvel, no, make a character and keep it going with him in mind.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So,
make character.
so who's your number 1 and number 2?
My number 1 is James Bond, and my number 2 is the Marvel character.
We on the same page, man.
There
On the
you
same
go.
page. Yeah, but I tried to fit him in TV, but I couldn't. But I tried. Done, man.
Something for the ladies.
There we gone.
Something for the ladies. Don't even stop asking. Now y'all can stop asking. They say, Marvel, that's just one. See, this is how y'all get. We give you one, and next thing Marvel, that's just one.
More's coming.
You got
coming.
a one for the ladies. It's
Yeah.
one. Thank y'all for tuning in. Despite the electrical crisis, Vic and I persevere as we always do. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you all on Twitch and Twitter, TMC, everybody, all of Vic's family at the Facebook. My family, Snack, Tweety, Vicky, Ronnie.
First off, I'm not your regular dude. I bust moves like a young MC. Yeah, sorta, that would be me. Got me thinking about putting down the mic one day. Then I get some love to the player gotta play. Hey, what can I say? I'm a Leo to the finish, man. I love God, so my faith won't diminish, man. Once I step up to the mic, I speak truth. Hip hop wasn't designed to exploit the black youth, but somewhere along the lines we dropped the ball, yeah. I mean that man in the mirror, yeah, that ball dude. But now I'm back to right the wrongs of my past world. So let me want this off my list like my name is Earl. Articulate my thoughts clearly like Professor Les. Do you remember Rap City with Deja and Les? I'm looking at the front door, bless the main source. You're full yet, wait till I hit you with the main course. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did. You know I still got it, why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did. You know I still got it, why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. Tribe or shit alone. You like my raps, but really I write songs. I like to do it like this once in a while to show some versatility and make you all smile. It's been a long time coming, I know, I feel it too. The more I take a break, it's like the more I break through. With my time of space boy funk, I'm on point. You bless this microphone every time I anoint the pen and pad. I face the bad head on. Escape inside the music, see my diary's a song and song. Till I write my next verse, then I go again. Into the studio, I feel I gotta flow again. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did. You know I still got it, why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did. You know I still got it, why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. They say they get me, I don't think they ever got me. My name's Kowalski, but they call me Kawasaki. Online I'm funds, but in real life I'm more like Chachi or Cola. I told you, I'm funky like granola. Bars, can't you see that I'm a star? Who pumps his own gas in the cold really fast? As I pass on your gold digging stash. I'd rather make my own money, not advance me loan money. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did. You know I still got it, why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did. You know I still got it, why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. So there you have it. Nobody's got my DNA. Nobody's got my DNA. Nobody's got my DNA.
Alexa, begin playlist broadcast transition. See y'all.
Your playlist, broadcast transition, on Amazon Music.
Peace, y'all. See you, Facebook.